What was the one about pressure?
Uh, well, I think it's the closest one. Pushes me to do things I may be afraid to do that support my larger goals.
That's it. That's what I
Okay.
want in a therapist. Pushes me to do things that I don't know, afraid to do. Maybe afraid to do that support my larger goals. Cuz I got to take risks at some point, or maybe I do, I don't know. But like once we've established a problem and a solution, I have no limits to how I pursue that solution.
Uh-huh. Okay. I click that. And the next one
You
is my
know,
gender.
that reminds. Sorry, um,
What's up?
I just watched recently a TYT episode where there was a cop that was talking about killology, and he was training cops to be okay with killing people. And he
Mm-hmm.
was one, paid for it, and two, he was telling them that the sex was really good. And it was so shockingly awful and just on its face backwards, and yet also so
Acceptable.
innocent and childishly appealing that I realized in comparison what I want is so small. Like what the things that I want to do in comparison to the like just it's stark the contrast between me and this other person, and it just makes me feel like my the holiness of my I want to disarm the cops,
Mm-hmm.
and then I want to give them citizen overseers that can shoot them in the face with pepper spray if they think that they've gone too far.
Oh.
But then I also want the cops to be able to fix things by doing a bunch of stuff. So that's not. So the other thing is that I need a therapist that can think clearly and can help me like come back to earth, to back away from the edge and make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm deeply, deeply crazed, but the why is still silent, man. Why? We don't need to ask why, man. We all see. We're woke.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I click that. Okay, so the next.
Insane, man. Insane. Insane.
The next question is my gender is male, transgender female, gender queer, gender variant, gender other.
I guess I gotta go male. I mean, it sucks. I understand the advantages of just being non gendered. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should say, maybe just because I don't care about gender. I guess what I'm saying is I'm not like I'm not trans. If I'm gonna change genders, I want to create new genders. Like Rouge is crazy gendered and crazy raced, and Cyan is hippie gender and hippie raced. But like,
Mm-hmm.
but like that stuff, none of that makes that much sense to me. Like in some ways, I'm just male, but I guess the last one, like gender queer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna fuck around with gender like creatively, all right, I'll be gender queer. Like I don't. I guess I'm saying I don't give a shit.
Well, in that spirit, I'm not caring. Which
Yeah,
one like you to select? Because they might ask you about it, or maybe they won't. I don't know.
I don't either. I guess like the thing about trans is that I'm definitely not a man transitioning to a woman just because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. But like trans if you're going to transition towards something, you want to transition aspirationally towards something better. And so the raptition is the transition to the rapture of a new America where our new American dollars hunimate and increase 100-fold in their value, like better than cryptocurrency at a regular interval. Like we can predict Hunimation of our currency. That kind of thing makes me wonder what's possible, and that I want to transition towards that. What does that have to do with gender, though? It has to do with testosterone, because testosterone's like super violent, and I've got a lot of that. So I'd go gender queer, man. But I don't want to make fun of it, because some people are like, God damn it, I'm trans, you know?
Yes, they're very serious about it.
And I'm not. So I'm cautious in saying gender queer, because I'm not eager to mock them.
Is that what you're doing? Doesn't mocking have to be
I'm not-
intentional?
Yeah, I think the mocking, well, I don't know if it has to be intentional. Like, it's very difficult, because like they have nothing to do but think about these things, and I want them to work on my projects, and so I need to be respectful in asking people to do these things, but at the same time my projects take precedence. Like, it's just more important to Hunimate than it is to establish that you've transitioned your gender. I realize that there are people be like, well, but I'm femme in this way, or I'm masc, or whatever. And all these things, like, I'm not against these people, but all of their stress, I would like to alleviate it. So I don't want to be forced to mock them, and I don't want to derive pleasure from mocking them, but I'm not against mocking them. I guess because I want to make sure, if you're going to transition, I want you to be sturdy. I guess gender strong. I guess if I'm going to be a gender, I want to be like, no, I don't give a shit, man. That's a terrible question.
So I selected gender queer.
Yeah, it's just gender queer. That's fine. Yeah. Because it looks like just a total red herring that you can just chase forever.
Yeah.
It's just like,
above my pay grade.
do you feel like a woman today? Like, what? Do you feel like...
Well, that's assuming that you know what women feel like.
I know, right? Do you
But
feel like a gay midget this morning?
Yeah.
Or is
Yeah.
it after... Is it after dinner when you feel...
Yeah, it's such a generalization. Even though you're trying to get away from generalization, asking if you feel like people who are part of a particular population.
It's such a red herring.
You know, but you have no idea how they feel because you are not a member of that population. It's a question in and of itself.
Yeah, no,
You know?
but what I'm saying, it's a waste of time question. And that I want to shake people out of that. I want to lovingly shake them out of it. So
Yeah.
not if they're babies in it, because I don't shake babies, but like if they're adults, I want to say, "Hey man, you are definitely a male woman and female man. You've got that. Let's move on. You've got it. I'm on board." You know?
Yeah, but they don't feel like it.
And then I punch them. And that's a problem, is that if they don't feel like it, you're not allowed to punch them. But like, and I'm not gonna punch them, like what the hell? But like, I totally feel like rejecting a person from relevance when they make gender a totem, like a fetish, like a big thing. It's just so sexual to do that, and it's just so, I don't know, it's such a waste of time.
You know, a lot of people feel like they need a purpose, you know?
And that's just not a legitimate purpose to choose.
You know?
Maybe, I don't know, I don't really care though. It's alright if they do it. But I'm just saying, like, from my, at first glance, that is not a very important quest.
Let me ask that make you anti-gender equality, given that you don't care?
Oh man, like,
Given that you don't care.
I think that the notion of what gender is and what equality is at odds with each other, because gender requires a difference for male and female. In order, like, gender has to create an inequality, and then equality has to bring. So, like, I'm okay with equal rights for equal pay for equal work. Like, I'm okay with that kind of equality, and if you want to make an argument there, I'll listen. But okay, so my fursuit has 3 dildos that stick out of it. Like, it is ultra masculine, 3 dicks. It's a 3-dicked brownicorn. And so that is a male fursuit, a male blackface performance. And so that, I like the idea of extremes. So I guess I'm a gender extremist.
Gender extremes. That's interesting.
Yeah. I want to see the ultimate male and the ultimate female battle the ultimate neutral and create the multi.
So like a gender gladiator, huh?
The gendiator.
But only the ultimate in each section.
The gendiator. Yes. I want a tournament of the genders where the.
Do you know how quickly a network would be sued for even trying?
It reminds me of that one comedian that was like, I'll wrestle women. I never lose. And then he would actually wrestle women and he never lost. And it was like his boast like created the feminist anger, like where they totally trolled them into actual wrestling.
Yeah.
That guy, who was that? Andy Kaufman. Man.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is I don't have time for that. He's already done that. I'm ready for Andy Sneesman.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that battle of the genders to go homicidal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.